Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Kieran and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, I tweeted out that I was going to be looking and looking and reviewing at one of my most recent, one of my earliest Counter-Strike commentary videos. I found this from 2016. It's been 3 years, around like 7 days ago, that I first got my paid commentary gig. And as you can see on screen, March 23rd was that day. And this is going to be me just taking a little bit of a look at this video, seeing how I've improved, how cringy I was. But this was my first paid commentary gig. This was back in 2016, so I was 15 years of age. And I was doing the Hitbox Challenger Cup, ran by Pixel Fight. It was actually streamed on Hitbox, which doesn't even exist anymore. I had to go to Smashcast to find this video, and luckily it was there still, saved on like their database. So luckily I could get this and actually review it for you guys. But just with a little bit of a preview that you already heard, it's crazy to see where I was and what I've come, you know, to be, kind of thing. But taking a look at these teams, it was Planet Key Dynamics versus Empire. I remember this game pretty well. And the only considerable player that I even see at this kind of level these days is Nuki. And he's the only player that I really notice now. But Spiker, Spas, Fix, and Electronic have all been active, of course, in recent times with Electronic. You know, the man that is in Natas Vincere now playing with Simple, like the player that touted to be arguably one of the most insane players to ever have touched Counter-Strike itself. Spiker is still playing on Monolith. Spaz has been a little inactive, but I think he was on K29 until recently. And Fix was on Fluffy Gangsters, which is like a Russian-Ukrainian mix. But let's get into a little bit of this review. And it's going to be cringy. And, well, let's just get into this. Okay, so this is round number 1. I missed pistol, but you know what? It doesn't really matter, so let's go.
If you do want to go and check out the other languages, we have Hitbox CSGO DE for the German side.
Oh my god.
We have Hitbox CSGO.
The one thing already noticeable is the audio quality. As you can see with this microphone, it is incredibly good sound quality, and you know, it should be for the £330 that it costs. But back then, I think I was using like a £25 Blue Snowball, which was a USB mic. It wasn't even XLR, like phantom powered. It wasn't anything like that. And I had no pop filter. Like, this microphone has a built-in pop filter, so my P's and harsher sounds don't sound as harsh. But I literally could have bought a £5 pop filter. I think I even have one in that cupboard, but just never used it. But that was definitely an improvement that I could have made already. But it's crazy to see how much the audio quality has changed from back then to now, just with a little bit of an upgrade. So yeah, let's get into this round and see what's actually. How I commentate, because this was a solo cast, so I assume it's mostly play-by-play.
Are you for the Russian stream? So my name is Kieran. I'm going to be a captain best of 3, and I hope you're going to enjoy it, because this is going to be one hell of a matchup, guys. So Empire go for the force. They are just playing it slow right now, seeing if Planet Key do go for that aggressive push. They are just going to sit back, though. We've got the 3-man stack towards A in Kreuter, Nuki, and Creo. And then we have Rax and Pan just sat on that B site.
Look at Old Inferno as well. Yeah, I didn't even realize this is actually Old Inferno. It was obviously changed and made better back in like 2017-18, and this is the older version. It's so crazy. I actually preferred the older version. The new one's good, but the old one was the OG, the pinnacle of back when I started playing and actually discovering Counter-Strike. But definitely, I have improved a lot, because I am self-critical of my videos and my VODs and my commentary style, because I always go over my VODs and I note down and take note in my obviously mental of words and phrases that I overuse and aspects that work out really well, especially if I'm working with a co-caster and if I'm transitioning or I say something very well to invite them into conversation. There's definitely things that I improve on and look to improve on almost on a weekly basis. I sit down and at least look at one VOD a week and just make sure that I'm not overusing anything, because obviously I'm commentating like 5, 6, 7 days a week these days. So there's going to be a lot of things that I say all of the time and things that I really mention or probably mention too much at this point. So I do like to look at that and really see, but yeah, this is definitely all play by play. There was no co-caster and I was very inexperienced, which you can really tell. I know the stream quality isn't that good either, so sorry about that. This was 1080p, but it was a very, very low 1080p from back when I even used to daily stream Minecraft, so that was what this OBS was set up for, which is kind of crazy. Like, if you don't know, before my commentary days, I used to be a streamer, but I was just streaming, like, Minecraft, or just, like, CSGO matchmaking in itself, just, like, very, very low quality games and streams and stuff like that, so that was really where I made my first streaming interaction. Commentary just came sort of a natural as I discovered Counter-Strike and discovered the Pro Seed and stuff like that. But yeah, let's skip a little bit further into it and see how these rounds go. I think Planet Key won this like 16-3 or something, so it was quite dominant of a victory.
Praying for his life right now. I don't think they actually know where he's gone, although they will do now, and Rax does clean up the round there. It's quite a comfortable half for Planet Key right now. Pan just going ham, 12-4 there.
So much silence. That's what I've realized with even commentary these days. It's hard to keep filling for a best of 3 if you're on your own.
From Empire. 3Ks.
The stream quality is horrible though.
Limited utility on Dave and
yeah, I'm bringing in utility. I know at least
Nucky just gonna get
very basic aspects.
Something that I've not done this game just yet, so it could be worth for them. He will hopefully hear Fix, who just walked in.
Definitely hear the microphone though. It's so bad.
Maybe picking up some infire. Pan does find one.
Yeah, the stream is not 60 FPS. No way.
Already, it's in a 3v2 situation. 4v. Anyway, Nucky does find 2 with that AK.
See, that's one of the things I can definitely see I've improved on, is the way that I'm able to pronunciate, the way I'm able to manage my flow, to manage my breathing. That was like such a huge part of commentary, and I realized that when I was doing vocal lessons in music, for my exams in high school, that breathing is a huge part of how you're able to control your vocals. You're able to extend your dynamics, obviously, like to go from the chest rather from the head, because you pronounce things way better if you put them through your chest rather than, like, you know, through your nose. And you have different voices. You have a chest voice and a head voice. A head voice is usually way lighter, takes way less effort. A chest voice is what I use for broadcasting because it's way more projected, it's way more dominant. You can get much clearer tones and dynamics and ranges from a chest voice, and that's what really you have to manage your breathing for, because if you're in the middle of a huge round, or you're in the middle of a fast play, like if I was commentating a fast rush down banana with grenades and utility and smokes and kills and trades, everything like that, you have to be able to manage your breathing. And like I'm doing now, I'm literally speaking for ages because I know that I can manage myself, take short breaths, make sure that I can have the right amount of words to be said before I have to breathe. And again, it's all about managing that. And that was definitely something that I learned probably soon after this, but just wasn't able to incorporate it as well until I was really told and taught how to do that. But you can really tell from where I was then to where I am now, it's a huge improvement. And even audio helps that, just by having this better microphone and being able to be heard with so much more clarity. It makes a lot of difference, really.
Spray, and you can hear the last player rushing heavily CT sided.
Oh, I've done the one thing I hate as well. I realized that when I was watching a little bit of this VOD back, that I do the one thing that I make sure I never do, and that is hearing me either clear my throat, cough, drink, swallow, sniff, anything like that. It makes me so internally cringe, and I hate it. But because my microphone was that bad, it was just picking up all the noise. It was what's the word for it? It was more of a stereo mic than an omnidirectional microphone. Like this one is like, I can go over here now. I can't really, because the microphone picks up noise directly from its microphone. But because I had a worse mic, you can hear literally everything that was going on in my room, outside my room. Like now, there could be noise in my house, the Hoover, banging, work, like anything that could happen, and this microphone would not pick it up. And if it did, I'd probably be commentating over the noise anyway. So that's a real benefit of having a great audio setup. But I think this game ended 16-3. It was around like 52 minutes. I think this game comes to an end. And yeah, we play the CSGO Lounge commercial, which is always great, back in 2016 when betting and everything was at an all-time high. Obviously, the disconnect thing as well. You could obviously, if you saw the disconnect in the top corner there, when GoTVs reached the end of the game, which was usually a round ahead or so, the server would always disconnect, and that was how people realized that the game was over, and everyone would start typing GG in the chat as soon as that happens, because they know the game is over. Which is a bug that has now been fixed by Ebot, but it was still very, very high, and that's when you knew games were over. That was a really bad bug, actually. But the stream itself, the overall quality is way better these days. Like, I think back then I had an i5, not even an overclockable processor. It was very, very bad. I think it was an i5 8950 or something like that. It was very, very bad. Now I've got an i7 700K GTX 1080. I think back then I had a 760 or a 960, which is insane. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this VOD review. If you would like me to continue this series, I can look at more recent videos and discuss my vocabulary, my structure of commentary. If any of you like to or want to get into commentary, at this point CSGO is very, very hard to get in, but it applies to all games, the Battle Royale games, Call of Duty, CS, Dota, even those types of MOBA games. And I can also compare my old VOD, this one, to a recent VOD in the most recent commentary that I've done. If you would like that, then leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and leave a like if you would like me to do more of these. Also check out my SoundCloud in the description below. I'm posting more music than videos these days, so it's always good to check me out there. And if you would like to follow me on Twitter for all my updates, then go to the description as well. But with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Not too sure what it'll be, but you'll find out.